Hello there. This is a walkthrough of my app, FastTrack, which is a fasting timer and tracker app. You can start by opening up in iPhone. First to be mentioned is that it's available on iOS, which includes iPhone and iPad, and it's available on the Apple Watch as a companion app, which means that it needs to be installed on iPhone before it can be used in the Apple Watch. The first thing you see is a prompt to set your weekly goal. This app tracks your entire time you fast, but the measurement for reaching your weekly goal only tracks the hours that comes after the 12-hour limit. And that is because this app focuses on the fasted state. And that's when your body enters after up to 12 hours after since its last meal. Um, and that's when you start to gain numerous health benefits. This app isn't focused on specifically weight loss or religious reasons. It's for general health benefits. As a bonus, you could lose weight if you do something like this, but how you use the app is completely up to you. I make no dictate. I don't dictate to anything. I will set it to 24 here. This can be changed later. As we see, there's a more icon here, and we can change it here. And these are simulators, so even if I had this on the Apple Watch now, it wouldn't sync. There's no connection between them in that way. But on the real devices, they would. Changing it in the Apple Watch or changing it in the iPhone would propagate to the other devices. The first thing that we arrive to is the active week screen. We first see a formal progress bar that will track your progress for this active week. And in the middle here, we have an interactive component that we can begin by swiping from left to begin the tracking. And once we have done that, we can stop it from the same direction. Or like, sometimes you might get hungry and you need to reset. You can swipe in from right, reset. It does that for you. Um, I know there's some people that have tested my app who sometimes forget by a while, who like to be specific. So we have also an edit here, which app opens up here, and we can change by maybe going back a few minutes to whatever you did. Or maybe you forgot by 1 hour. And you have the default swipe feature from right to delete. I also added a section where you could add logs manually. Some requested that feature. You might forget for a day or that, and there it is. Um, let's see here. We can go the section below here. I forgot is it tracks the logs for this active week. So and it's also locale. It understands your locale. For example, from your device, if your week starts on Sunday, it will start measuring from there, and if it's Monday, like me, then it starts from Monday. And after that, we can go to the all week screen. Here we will have our weekly logs sorted by year and week. So it will be year 2023 and week 1, week 2, and we can enter there and look at our total fasting. And from this screen, we show a measure of fasted state hours. Right now, there's nothing because this is a simulator. And from here, we have our settings screen. This is a preference where you could change the date, so it looks more like a wheel if you find that more comfortable. The more option here just shows an about screen. For example, where I got my app icon, credit where credit is due. Of course, we have a section to delete all your data, and you'll have to move it there, and then you can click it. Then the delete button is exposed. So as you might have noticed now through this walkthrough is that there are no easily accessible buttons where you could accidentally click and delete or do something you might regret. This would delete also your data in iCloud, not just on your device, if you had iCloud enabled for this app. And as we noticed, nothing is easily pressed. We have to swipe in before we can press there. We have to go here and here before we can change the goal. So I've had this in mind when I developed the app, because we don't want to have that kind of feeling of uncertainty. Just keep it simple. Swipe in, swipe in, press button, done. Now another thing that I have done here is I've exposed the basic features of the app to the shortcuts app uh, through this new app intents framework that came last year in WWDC. If you click here, or you could open it from the app by going, if it's not out here, I think you can go here and you can search for shortcuts, and there we have it. You'll come here and you'll see here there's a section where it says search for apps and actions. We can start by writing fast, and we will see it come up here. And you will see that it exposes 3 functionalities: start, fasting, stop, and reset. The most important ones. Now, the benefit of using a shortcuts like this is that we can activate it by voice command by saying, in this case, hey Siri, start fasting. This is also customizable, so we could change the voice prompt. We can also combine this with other shortcuts. There's those who really are power users of shortcuts. So the idea here is to expose it to you, and you can do whatever you like with it. You might combine it with your lights at home. That's not unheard of. We can press here, and we have it exposed here. Press done. Oh, I already added one. Oh well, accidents happen. Can delete this one then. So that's how, at least how you do it. You add them here. Another benefit of this is that on the today's view on iOS, which is by swiping here from the left, we can put them here. This is the shortcuts widget. If we press edit and go plus, and we search for shortcuts, enter here, you can expose buttons here as widgets, just for here, a little more here, and you can add them then here if you like, this kind of way where you can access them instead of opening up the app. So that's FastTrack on iOS. Not difficult. Let's move to Apple Watch. This app is meant to be simple. As I mentioned, we won't notice that they are synchronized, but we can change it from here as well, and it would propagate to iOS if you had this installed on iPhone and iPad. You won't see it here, but all of this will be reflected here as long as your Apple Watch is connected. And here we can do the same basic features. Swipe here from left, begin the timer, we can stop it, we can reset it. And another great benefit is that those same shortcuts we spoke of in the Shortcuts app can be transferred to the Apple Watch. And then you can use the same voice commands and activate it by saying, hey Siri, start fasting, just to your Apple Watch, and it will do it. And you could also add them as complications to your watch face. So that was the great benefit with using this new framework. Quite buggy. It has some work before it gets better, but it's nice. I think we have to press edit here, and then we move it. There will be an Apple Watch folder on a real device. Once it's there, it will be available on the Apple Watch. So that's, I think, yeah, here we have it. Add shortcuts here to run common actions from Apple Watch. Let's see here. And here we have them. So we can add them here, and it will be available shortcuts here on the Apple Watch. And I think I've covered the most important features. You have the same functionality on this one to edit it as we spoke of. I can pretend that I've been fasting since yesterday. And we would have this, and this is how it would look when we stop. And you also have the basic feature to delete from the right. And we can see how it looks here, the year, the week, and in here you would see the total fasting time, but here we're only measuring the fasted state hours. So we see it's half of what we measured there. And the active week has a fasting duration, our total, and then here we have the hours that we were in the fasted state. Thank you for listening.